Hello and welcome to episode 8 of the Factor 50 Football Podcast with me, Michael Grantham. We're going to go through today, as always, the weekend's Premier League action, focusing, of course, on the United and the Arsenal games and all the major headlines from the rest of the Premier League. We're also going to have a look forward to the thrilling international break that everyone cannot wait for. So make sure you stick around for that. As always, thank you very much for being here. We really appreciate the three of you who listen to this podcast, your listenership.
Sure.
And also, as always, I'm joined by my co-host, Mr. Adam Farrell. How's it going, mate?
Hello, I'm good, thank you, mate. I am good. Good to be back. And we're sort of trying to squeeze this in, aren't we? Because we're very busy people. We're very busy.
Well, you are. I'm on a day off.
Yeah, I'm busy with Korean shit. So, hey ho, it is what it is. Can I say that? What is that allowed? Is that offensive? Don't know. Too late now. Said it. We'll edit it. We'll make sure. We'll just say something's been cut.
Good enough.
And then it's fine. All good. Anyway, what's been going on in your week, Mike? I'm looking at the docket and it's saying I've not slept since the last episode. Tell us more.
Yeah, pretty much. That's about it. I've not slept.
Why is that?
No, I think Henry's going through a sleep regression of some sort. He's 5 months old today, actually. I don't know if there's a 5-month-old sleep regression, but he's doing that right now. You know when we were texting last night, sounds a bit weird. That when we were texting as we're going to bed. 4 hours later, I was still sat up with him.
No way.
2:30 he went to bed. We woke up as we lay down. He woke up. I came back down with him till 2:30 in the morning, and I think Bev was up at 5. Then, like, she did the next shift up till 5, and he was awake then for the rest of the day. So that's lovely. So yeah, sleep is going really good. It's nice.
Kids, man. I mean, I've got my own sleep issues, if I'm honest. I'm sure you want to hear them because I'm sure you've got lots of sympathy for me. But Ali's been very ill the last week and has been coughing her guts up all night. And I'm like, you just shush. I can't sleep here.
Can you be quiet, please? It's so inconvenient for me.
Exactly. Very good. And the Christmas prep's underway as well?
I'm usually the one doing the coughing. I'm the one keeping Bev up.
You are usually. You've been buying some Christmas decorations, I think.
Yeah, Christmas.
So boring.
Well, we started scouting some out because that's the highlight of our weekend. Went to the garden centre, had a little mooch about. That was lovely. But Christmas is just everywhere now, isn't it? It's all over the place. There's no stopping it. On the 1st of November, Bev came down with Mariah Carey playing on her phone. She came down the stairs in the morning.
Nice. I mean, you are Mr. Christmas, even though your birthday is, some listeners won't know, Mike's birthday is Christmas Day. He is the baby Jesus. So yeah, you'd think you'd hate
the
it.
Ginger Jesus. No, I love Christmas. I just think it, like, for me, 1st of December is like or maybe like the end of November at the earliest. I think the start of November is too soon for all that stuff.
It is too soon. I remember once in school, we started playing it in October. We got very excited one year and just went, right, October, Christmas. Yeah.
That was probably the year that broke me. Yeah.
Yeah. That was too much.
It was before Halloween, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it was. Yeah. I'm quite excited, actually. I've got a couple of client meetings up in Manchester in December. So I sort of booked one on Thursday and one on Friday. I was like, okay, well, I could make a bit of a night of this and like stay overnight. So I looked at Hotel Football, which is obviously the hotel right outside Old Trafford, which Gary Neville and I've booked a room with a view of the stadium, which I'm very excited about. I might even do a stadium tour on the morning of, which would be good.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, big good. There was no football on. We're playing Bournemouth, I think, the Monday before. And then we're not playing on any of those days. So, but hey, I'm looking forward to it. That should be good. I'll try and do some sort of like, if you can give me access to the socials, some sort of live stream of me walking in and showing you around, a bit of a review of the Hotel Football.
That would be cool. I wonder if the roof's leaky.
Apparently, on the roof of Hotel Football, there is a football like court stadium sort of thing. Obviously not stadium, but you get what I mean. You can play football on top of the roof. Yeah.
I think if it's called Hotel Football, there should be a football pitch somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, all the bedrooms are like a 10-year-old's bedroom because they're just like football posters on the wall and stuff. Could be quite funny.
Is it all United focused?
Obviously, yeah. It's a stadium owned by United players outside Old Trafford. It is all United focused.
Oh, Carlos Perez on the wall.
Welcome to Manchester. Fuck off, Rick. Okay, so where should we start this week? Because, well, actually, before we move on, you've got to do your honorary shout outs. Not many this week.
I was going to say, hold your horses. We've got 2 new followers, mate. Yeah, we've got on the old TikToks, flip flops. We've got 2 new followers. The letter P has followed us, which is nice. Nice to be recognised by a whole letter of the alphabet. Yeah, somebody's username is P. And somebody called Nucleon has also followed us on TikTok. So shout out to those guys. Thank you for following. We appreciate it. And everyone else listening to this should also follow us and rate and review and subscribe and all that jazz.
Please do. We're very needy. We need it for our lives. Need it to feel better about ourselves. That would be great. Fantastic.
Exactly.
Okay, well,
we're very egotistical. We need the hit. We need the dopamine hit.
We do, yeah. I do get very excited actually. We do get a new follower, and I log on. And I'm like, "Woo, Mike, we got a new follower!" It's quite exciting. Quite exciting. Okay, where should we start on the football then?
Shall we get into them?
Yeah, a couple of Desmonds for both of us. Who should we go for first?
Oh yeah,
a 2-2. Man
United. Should we do Arsenal first? Let's get that done. Get out of the way.
Okay, fine. Okay, right. Summarise the performance first, Mike. What happened?
Well, I would say it's from an Arsenal perspective, it was largely uncharacteristic. That's how I would describe it, because we didn't win and we conceded 2 goals. But I mean more in the sense that like we had like the goals that Sunderland scored were mistakes of ours. Like their finishing was really good. Both of the goals, like the finishes were excellent. I sort of enjoyed Dan Ballard's like just absolute bosh with his left foot. That was a really good finish. Annoying obviously because it was against us, but that was a great goal. What's that?
So it's a dying art. Somebody absolutely blasts it. Yeah, not happening much.
Yeah, like a smack, into the roof of the net as well. But yeah, that opening goal, we were ironically the 2 players who were sort of at fault, and there's not much point in appointing blame, but the best midfielder in the league, Declan Rice, and the best defender in the league, Gabriel, both made sort of a half error each. Rice doesn't win the first ball. It bounces in the box, which is obviously we were taught that at Aylesford School. Don't let the ball bounce. Gabriel sort of hesitates because I watched it back. I don't know why I did it, but I watched it back and he kind of stands off the guy who I can't remember who it was who plays the ball to Ballard. But I think Gabriel's thinking their guy's going to take it down and try and beat him and then get the ball from the byline across the box. So he kind of stands off, but that guy then just uses the space to first time it inside Gabriel, and Declan Rice lets Ballard sort of run off him, and then he's in, and it's 2 touches, very good touches, but a good finish. So that was weird. It sticks out like a sore thumb when these players make mistakes because they've been so good so far this season. So that was a bit uncharacteristic. And the second goal is a bit Saliba was a little bit hesitant to go and attack the ball. Raya was a bit he was pumped up from, I don't know if you saw the 2 sort of smothering saves that he made a couple of minutes before, but you could tell he was I've kept the ball out, I've come out and made 2 good saves, and he was trying to do the same thing again. And as a centre back, in the last minute of the game, you want your keeper coming and getting rid of everything. I think that's what Raya was trying to do. Obviously, he was a split second late, and it's a great finish from Bobby, whatever the bloke's name is.
Yeah.
And he sort of hooks it round the corner, doesn't he? Which is a good finish. But yeah, we were, other than those 2 mistakes, I don't think we did that badly. We just dropped a bit deep. We got a bit tired. You could tell they're on their last legs kind of thing. So it's a shame to have dropped the points. It feels like a loss conceding in the 95th minute or whatever it was. But actually, I think second half especially, we were really, really good and we could have been further ahead. The 2 goals we scored as well. Oh my God, delightful. But they were open play goals, so we can just skip over them. It's fine. Don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, they don't count, mate. We don't. We only want to talk about set pieces here and how you're ruining the Premier League with set pieces. I do think it was funny. It is like a beat 360 this game, isn't it? Our last podcast, we did a piece on, do you think you can beat Chelsea's defensive record? and then you go and concede 2 goals the very next game.
I said it wasn't going to happen. Like, that record is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. So why do you think you struggled? Like, particularly, did Sunderland do anything amazing in the first half that really put you off, or is it like you said, you're on the last legs? What do you mean?
So first half was literally textbook approach by Sunderland. I think if you could have asked them how do you want the first half to go, they would have said exactly like that. I don't know if you saw the game, but on Sky Sports, I think it was like 33 minutes in, and the commentator said, "Oh, the ball's been in play for 13 minutes out of whatever it was, 32, 33 minutes."
Yeah.
And that kind of broken play is exactly what they would like. We couldn't get any rhythm. We just weren't on our game. And Sunderland were like physical, in our face, very tough tackling. There were a couple of challenges that were close to the line, and yet we were the first team to get booked. That makes total sense. But let's not get into that.
Here we go. The Arsenal fans complaining about the referee again. Come on.
I would complain about that ref whether we won or lost the game, but
I have no
drew,
doubt.
so
Arsenal fans complain about the ref, no matter if they've won or lost anyway.
Because they're shit. Yeah. So first half was we were off it. We were definitely off it. Second half, like, you could tell Arteta had sort of given him a bit of hairdryer treatment, or whatever he said in the dressing room worked, because we were excellent at the start of the second half and missed a couple of good chances before Saka got the goal, and then his goal was awesome. He's really worked on that like near post right foot finish, because obviously he's a lefty. His left foot is excellent, but that right post, sort of just inside the post, he had like a football sized hole to put that ball in, and it was right in the bottom corner. I love that finish. And we could have scored it. I think Zubamendi hit the bar, which I missed because I was having a piss. But we were well on top, and then Trossard gets the goal, and you think like, yeah, they're going to shut this down now and see the game out, and it's going to be a huge win. But then they got tired, and I said it before Sunderland got their goal, but I was shouting at the TV, "We're too deep. We're too deep." We just sat really, really deep, and you could tell we had absolutely nothing left. We had no outball. The attacking players were done. Like, Mikel Merino was on the pitch because he's tall and good in the air to defend. He wasn't on the pitch to offer anything going forward anymore. Trossard and Saka had put in an absolute shift. They had great games, but they didn't have anything. Like, the last 10 minutes, they didn't have anything left. So we had no way of getting out. He made one sub, and he brought Mosquera on for Eza, which is obviously very defensive, but that's worked for us in the past. And Mosquera it wasn't that Mosquera did badly. It's just we had no one who could just take the ball and get up the pitch a little bit. No respite. I think in hindsight, I'd love to ask Arteta this. I'm not sure he's going to see this podcast, to be honest, but it'd be nice to know if he regretted not making more subs, because I think he would have made more changes and put like Lewis Skelly in White, maybe in Christian Norgard in midfield. I think we just ran out of puff, and then Sunderland, long ball into the box, got the break, and it's a great finish. And yeah, I remember I think Bev had just sat down, and like it was the last couple of minutes, and we were going to turn the TV over, and when it went in, I was just like, oh no, and that was it, game over.
Yeah. Do you think then that Arteta made a mistake not making subs? And the second follow-up question to that then is that a worry? Like, the fact that maybe Arteta doesn't really believe or got faith in the full squad? Like, Norgard seems like an obvious one to put on in there. You need legs in midfield.
Yeah, so I think it was a mistake. I think he should have put on more subs, because like we needed fresh legs. But it was a bit of a throwback to last season. If you look at our attacking options, Harman's obviously unbelievable talent at 15 years old. Andre Harriman-Anous, 17-year-old striker. It's quite a atmosphere to throw him into. Ethan Nwaneri, who I think Ethan should have come on just maybe for Saka or Trossard, just because he's fresh and he's going to be able to run and get the ball up the pitch. Maybe you just put him on and say, like, give us some sort of threat over the top, because he's pretty quick and great on the ball. So it has been a criticism leveled at Arteta before that he's got his like trusted 14, 15 players, and beyond that he does struggle to trust the rest of the squad and use them fully. But when you see 3 teenagers on the bench, what could they do really? But you look at our defensive options on the bench, Lewis Skelly, Norgard, they could all come on and do a job. And take a bit of the pressure off the starting 11. I think he's basically just like, we're 10 minutes from the international break, just see it out, just stick with the defence that's worked so well, and we didn't quite make it. So it's a hammer blow. It's gutting, but it's not hammer blow. It's just a gut punch, isn't it? Before the international break.
Yeah, but do you think the international break's come at a decent time? Because, like you say, you've got injuries piling up now, and are some of them going to be back after the international break?
Supposedly, all of them, or almost all of them. My prediction will be that none of them are in the starting 11 for Tottenham. Because we always get this. We always get like, they're all coming back. The cavalry are here, and it's like, Madueke's on the bench or something. I don't.
Or the ones
and also, like, it is
they're
obviously not
injured.
Yeah, like Saka will be out. He'll play for England in a dead rubber against whoever the fuck we've got, and he'll tear a hamstring again or something. But these guys coming back, they've had no game time. Obviously, they've got no match fitness. So, are you going to throw him on in a darts like from the start in a derby? I don't know. It's a big shout. So he's got it's a difficult situation to manage now because yes, they're back, but like you just chuck them on the pitch. We got Spurs, Bayern in the Champions League in midweek, and then Chelsea away, and Chelsea are looking good this season. I don't know. That's a big week coming back. I wish we could come back to like Wolves at home or something, but there we go.
That is a huge week, mate. That's my next question was going to be, like, the narrative seems to have changed. So, like, are you worried about City? Like, they're 4 points behind. Those two next games, Tottenham and Chelsea, they're massive. Like, it could just totally flip in the next couple of weeks.
It could do, yeah. And when it's Pep Guardiola and Man City, they've always, like, you can't write them off ever, really. Especially at this stage of the season. Well, they've done it before where they start the season up to like Christmas, they're kind of okay in and around like the top 3, top 4, and then they just win 15 games in a row and they walk the league and get to 90 points every year. That's basically how they won those. Was it 4 titles they got in a row? That's pretty much the template. And Pep, I don't know, in his press conferences seems a bit more like, I don't know, pepped up, if you'll pardon the pun. But yeah, he seems pretty keen for it. I think he's going to enjoy just like putting the pressure on Arteta and Arsenal and sitting there with his 130 charges or whatever it is, and his £100 million strikers and midfielders, and hoping that we fuck it up.
Yeah, I was watching the Overlap fan debate the other day, and they had an Arsenal fan on there, and they sort of posed a question to her and said, similar to what I posed to you about Man City, are you worried about it? And she did sort of allude to the fact, if they are there or thereabouts come March, April, she's really worried about the atmosphere inside the Emirates, because she was saying to me, and I'll be interested in your opinion on this, like, she says it can be an atmosphere that can flip to being quite twitchy and edgy quite easily. Do you agree with what she said there? I'm not sure.
I don't know. I don't go to the Emirates often enough to know if the atmosphere is negative. I wouldn't say it ever seems negative, but we mentioned this a few podcasts ago. I think we are scarred by obviously 3 second places in a row, years and years of just sort of being in it and then falling away or having a ridiculous injury crisis and not having enough in the squad. The difference this season is we've got the players. We've got the experience of the last 3 seasons getting very, very close but not far enough. I still think we've got a better squad than Man City. Like, it's just one game. They won and we didn't. We drew. Like, it's not the end of the world. We need to chill the fuck out and not come that time of the season just support them. Like, we are supporters. We're supposed to support the team. I guess it's natural. You want to, like, you're so desperate to get over the line, as we all are. But if the supporters control the atmosphere in the stadium, so just like get behind the team, make it loud. Like, we've got the squad to do it. I'm still not worried. I'm still confident. I'm still confident that we've got enough to do it, and we will do it. Because I think City they've got incredible strengths, but they've got enough flaws.
Yeah, they do. Everyone's got some flaws, but I'm sensing a little bit of doubt starting to creep in their mind, which I'm finding very enjoyable, which is great. And do you know what? Our next 3 games as a United fan, we got Palest, obviously difficult, Everton and West Ham. We are currently how many points behind you? I think we are 8 points behind you at the moment.
Oh, really? We're having this conversation, are we?
Yep.
You are.
Yep. With tides could turn,
8
my
points
friend.
behind. Yeah, you're level on points with Liverpool.
we could be in a title race here.
Sorry, so you think United have a chance of winning the title and finishing above Arsenal?
All I'm
this season?
saying is, mate, the next
get that on
three
record.
games are the next 3 games are crucial for you because we'll be breathing down your neck. So you need to watch out.
I don't think Arteta's too worried about, I think he's got bigger fish to fry, to be honest.
Wow. Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be losing much sleep.
Forget us at your peril, mate. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Right,
United aren't relevant anymore, mate. You've got to deal with that.
we are relevant, mate. We are very relevant. Should we move on to United game, shall we?
Yeah, let's have a go through. I noticed in the lineup they got Diallo in, not at wing back. I want to ask, what do you think of the starting 11?
I don't know. It's interesting. I think we all want to see Diallo, Ahmad playing a bit further up the pitch because that's where his strength is, and obviously he crossed the ball to Boomer to score the goal, so that's where he can make a difference. It still doesn't feel like his natural place is the only thing, like in that number 10 role. Like for me, he's a proper outside forward, inside forward. And I guess that can still play that as that number 10. It's sort of what it's supposed to be, but he's better when he's out wide cutting in, which I think can work there, but it's not 100%. So yeah, it was nice to see him in an attacking sense. But I mean, our defensive frailties, of course, was still there again. And it was very similar actually to what you were describing there with Sunderland, where it felt like we were trying to hold on to a 1-0 win, and we just kept retreating back and back and back. And with our defensive record, which is quite frankly awful, you just know we're going to concede. And then obviously we think we've lost it. We go 2-1 down in extra time. And then all of a sudden, De Ligt pops up with a goal. And it's the one thing I can take solace in is that we're definitely showing more resilience and ability to come back from setbacks a lot more recently. And look, that might just be luck playing its way into it, but it does feel like something has changed a little bit within the team mentality. And there's a few key figures starting to appear now. De Ligt being one of them. Like he's been awesome this year. Bruno looks.
Is he starting to settle, De Ligt?
Yeah, I think that the thought is in United fans actually he's been very good all year. He had one very bad game. I remember what it was this year. But other than that, he's been excellent. He's been really good and like a proper leader in the back. And like Lenny Yoro as well. Like you still forget he's 19 years of age and he's going to be an incredible centre back for us. So I do like the defence actually isn't too bad. The wing backs I spoke about this last podcast are a problem. And I still think the midfield is definitely not solved yet, having Bruno and Casemiro in there. Bruno's strength is definitely playing more forward and he's not very good when he's in that role where he has to be very tactically adept to make sure he's in the right positions. He's much more creative off the cuff, can do something out of nothing type of character, which I think is difficult.
So if your defenders individually are looking good, like De Ligt is looking good, Yoro is developing, although still young. You got Slab Head, of course, who is your best set piece threat. If they're playing well, but you're still conceding regularly and you're not confident of keeping clean sheets, what's the problem? Is it the system? It's not individuals, so what's going wrong at the back?
No, it's definitely there's still problems in the squad where Amarin hasn't got the people to fill the places he usually would. Wing backs classic. He changes them almost every game. So Mazraoui started at right wing back this time, but you could have Mazraoui, you could have Ahmad, you could have Diallo, he's not really playing Shaw there, but you could have Shaw there.
Ahmad or Diallo? Are they not the same player?
Is that what I said?
Ahmad or Diallo. You can't have both. Only one.
It's like the Silver twins. Just play one, doesn't matter. So yeah, but you can have lots of different wing backs in there. But he's not settled on one.
Yeah,
they're not.
So rotation maybe is one of the good things. Yeah, one of the things we've landed on this season is our back 4 or 5, including Raya. Like they've played as good as Lewis Skelly and Ben White and Mosquera have been. Timber, Gabriel Saliba, Calafiori have started more or less every game, and I think that settled back 4 or back 5 with Raya in it has been a big part in our clean sheet record. So maybe it's putting a different wing back outside your back three every game, they're struggling to sort of, I don't know, build a rhythm or whatever you want to call it.
No, you're right. Like history tells you, having a settled back four and a goalkeeper, or back five and a goalkeeper, is like pivotal to doing well. And it just shows that he doesn't.
Leicester 2016.
Players. Yeah, exactly. You've just got to. He hasn't got the best team yet. He hasn't solved it all, which he's not going to. He's had one transfer window. That's all he's had. So he's not going to do that. So it'll be interesting in January what we go and do. It looks like we could be in for Elliot Anderson, but that's going to be big money that we're going to spend on him. Yeah.
That would be a lot.
People are talking 100 million, which I think is mental, but he does look really good. So he could be great in that sort of.
You have one good season, you're £100 million.
Especially if especially if you're English as well.
But
yeah, he's a good player. I do think he'd be good, and he will start for England in the World Cup. Elliot Anderson, it's pretty much nailed on. So I do think.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, he will. Yeah, I think you'll see him in these next two games. Tuchel really likes him in that sort of pivot role. It allows Declan Rice to play as he does for Arsenal, so you can play a bit more box to box rather than just a sitter. And then the issue is in England, who plays alongside those two? Do you play? I think it will be Bellingham. But do you play Bellingham? Do you play Foden in there because Foden's been playing deeper for Man City this time?
Got to be Bellingham, surely.
Yeah, I think that'll probably be it. So the team.
Anyway, maybe we can touch on that in the international break.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we've got a special episode, mate. The international break. We'll get to that later.
We have, yeah. We'll tease that at the end of this one, shall we?
Yeah. I think so. So yeah, all in all, it's positive, but things to fix.
Yeah. So looking at the recent run, I think you've had in the last 5 games. Hang on, let me bring up my cheat sheet. In your last 5 games, you won 3, drawn 2, drawn both of the last 2, but you're unbeaten in 5. You're sitting 7th, 18 points. There's so many teams on 18 points: Spurs, Villa, United, Liverpool, and Bournemouth. Palest on 17, Sunderland 19, Brighton and Brentford on 16, Everton 15. It's so congested. So is it a good start? Are you on a good run of form? Have you missed an opportunity to get into the top 4 by drawing? What's the fan base's? You're the fan base spokesman. What's their opinion? How are you feeling?
I think fan base is disappointment, especially in Tottenham game. He should have picked up the points, but in total, I think we're pretty content. We're almost exactly where we sort of expected to be, and the fact that we're a point off top 4, 11 games in, like we're in for we've got a chance of it. We put ourselves in a good position. We've also played a lot of the top 8 or 9 teams already. So I mentioned before, we've got Palest, Everton, West Ham to come. So we should, in theory, be having easier games, but United tend to do better against the big teams. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. So we've had a difficult start. I think we're exactly where we should be. We're still conceding mass amounts of goals. So we've conceded 18 goals in the Premier League, and it's only the bottom 5 have conceded more than us in the Premier League.
Oh yeah.
So that needs to be solved, otherwise we won't get top 4. But I think all in all, we are where we should be. I think. What
are you thinking about Benjamin Šeško, who went off injured? I think at the end of the game. I heard Gary Neville. Would you say ripping into him? Maybe that's a bit extreme, but he was talking about how he has struggled so far. What do you think about his form? If he's going to be out for a while, what's the feeling about Benjamin Šeško?
Well, I think the feeling is it's just a knock, and he'll be back after the international break. So don't think he'll be out. I think Gary Neville's got a point, and the next few games are really telling for Šeško if he does come back from injury. Because positives first, he's definitely far better than Højlund. So he plays a lot better in that front 3, which is Šeško, Mbeumo, and Cunha, because he can actually hold the ball up. So he's got an ability to bring other people into play. He's obviously a big fucking bastard, so he can get flick-ons on his head-on things. So I think those two, Mbeumo and Cunha, have got confidence that something's going to come off him or the ball's going to stick a little bit more. So I think that's better and has made for a more fluid attack for us. But ultimately, you can't be a Manchester United striker and not score goals. I think if he doesn't score in the next 2 or 3 games, the pressure's going to be really, really on. And I want to see more from him. I know he's young and developing, but I want to see more than just, he's a bit better than Højlund sort of situation. He needs to be
I'm a bit
I
better than
think he'll work
Højlund.
hard. Yeah, exactly. But he does need to be better. He
He did
needs to be
have
getting more goals.
he did have two, I think it was two, pretty good chances of on match of the day. He sort of paused it as the ball went through to him late in the game, and it's like, well, he's in 1-on-1, and both times he didn't even really get the shot away, let alone test the keeper. Van der Ven got back or whoever it was. He just seemed a bit like lacking confidence, a bit hesitant. Because we've seen him in the Bundesliga. He's powerful, he's quick, he's explosive, but he just seems to be missing that, I don't know, that extra bit of conviction, should we say?
Yeah, and that will become a narrative that plays on more and more and more if he's just not scoring those goals. He does need to get better.
Hopefully.
We've invested a lot of money at him. He does need to improve. He's better than where we were, but yeah, he needs to be a lot better.
Yeah. I think the last thing I want to shout out about the United game was my favourite bit of the whole weekend. Did you see Richarlison's over celebration when he scored his goal?
Yeah,
it reminded me so much of couple of seasons ago. I think they played Liverpool, and they were 3-0 down, Spurs, and he scored. They came back. Liverpool just sort of sat off, and sort of game was won. They came back, and he scored the third goal, and he went mental. Like he was doing fucking like chicken thing and like shirt off and power sliding on his knees, and then genuinely, if you haven't seen it, look it up. It's well worth a watch. Liverpool, this was like really late in the game. Liverpool take the kickoff, run through Spurs and score 4-3, and he's there sat crying on the floor at the end. And he did exactly the same thing, I think, at the end of this game. And it was absolutely beautiful. I loved it. So thank you, Richarlison.
To be fair, that is one thing we could both agree on for once, because that was amazing. That was so good. And I don't blame him.
Just tone it down.
Yeah, but if you've scored in stoppage time, you think you've done it, haven't you? But good old De Ligt.
He's forgetting that he plays for Tottenham, and that means the game is never safe. So he needs to just dial it back a little bit and do that celebration once the whistle goes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, for sure. Let's go to Liverpool then. Liverpool are a mess, mate. What is happening? What's going on?
Yeah, they are. I think they can't defend. They can't defend. I don't know about you. I know we don't do the other games in our predictions, but I was absolutely sure City would put them away. I think I went 3-1 on Super 6, but it was just, I don't know, felt a bit inevitable, I think, with the goal scoring form of Haaland, City playing pretty well, getting better. They just, they won 3-0, but also missed a penalty. It wasn't really much of a contest. I was kind of looking forward to hoping it'd be a bit of back and forth and they'd be kicking lumps out of each other, but it was kind of a bit of a procession, really.
Yeah, I mean, I'm absolutely loving it. I'm so happy that it's all just falling apart for them. Like, I love the little bit as well, because obviously Wayne Rooney's called out Van Dijk, so Van Dijk went over there, and obviously, I think Van Dijk did very respectfully and also called it out. But it's really fun to see a Liverpool side like under pressure and struggling a little bit, because they're in that phase where teams sometimes go through this, where they can try almost anything at the minute and it's not coming off. And I guess before the City game, they actually had two really good results. They did really well. And then coming into the City game,
they played Madrid off the park, didn't they?
Yeah, played Madrid off the park. Was it Villa they beat before that? Who were obviously on the mark. So
I think.
Yeah, so you think they were coming in with some confidence, but then to see them get battered 3-0 is it's really good. And it'll be interesting to see what they do end up, because obviously their players at the minute just aren't performing. Like Isak, Wirtz, they're the easiest ones because they're the biggest money spenders. Salah,
they didn't put, and no one's really talked about it yet. They had Isak on the bench. He's a 140 million British record signing, and you're 3-0 down, so you need goals, and they didn't put him on the pitch. Like, what's the? He must have been not fit, but if he's fit enough for the bench, like, you've got to put him on at some point, haven't you?
Yeah,
that's mental.
At least like last 10 minutes, give him a run out or something, just to see what he can come up with.
It's mad, but the wheels are off. I think the slot machine is defective.
It is, and we're all loving it. We're all loving it. I wanted to talk a little bit about Eddie Howe and Newcastle, because they are really struggling. So I think away from home they can't seem to get a win at all. So at home they're good. and then away from home they're really struggling. And I heard on TalkSport actually some Newcastle fans, and I don't know where they're getting this from, are saying like he's under pressure. He should be, he needs to improve, or he's going to get the sack. Whereas I think Eddie Howe's done an
Well,
amazing job at Newcastle.
he has, but like with their expectations and their ownership and the amount of money they spend, they're going to want better than what they're 14th at the moment, and more importantly than that, they're 2 points above 18th in the relegation zone.
Yeah, but they're not going to get relegated.
And they had obviously, well, they're not doing very well at the moment, are they? If they don't improve their away form, they're not going to finish like top half, and that's, I think, for a club with their ambitions, they're not going to get relegated realistically, but they want like Champions League, don't they? And now they're going to have the same problem we did years ago. You've got a Champions League squad on Champions League money, and you're either in the Europa League or the Conference League or not in Europe at all. And so your like wages to turnover gets all fucked up, and you've got to get rid of your high earners because you can't afford to pay them, because they're going through the cycle of like get into the Champions League, struggle the next season, then have a better season when you're not in Europe, and then you're back in, and it's like building consistently getting top 4 or top 5. It's a big step, and I think they're learning that. And the transfer window in the summer as well. I keep coming back to that. That was dreadful. One of the all-time worst transfer windows, I think, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. But I do also think FFP is really holding them back. So that they've got obviously the richest owners in the world, and I think the Newcastle fans' point would be like, we reckon we could improve this squad and we could get into top 4, but we don't have the ability to spend the money because FFP is holding us back. Which I sort of agree with.
Poor guys. Oh. Let us spend hundreds of billions of pounds. Let us breach all of the financial rules. Get fucked.
Okay, a lot of sympathy there coming from you, Mike. I appreciate it. Okay, well let's touch on one last other. There's lots of scores we can talk about, but I think the other thing we want to talk about was maybe Chelsea. Like, are they good or are they bad? We don't know.
Yeah, they're putting, I don't know, a bit more consistency together. It looked like they were struggling for a little while against Wolves, but then they found their rhythm. And I just think with the amount of attacking talent they've got and all these sort of flary young players they've got buying in from everywhere, anywhere. They've got, obviously Palmer's out and they're still scoring lots of goals and playing good attacking football. They've got their midfield of Enzo and Caicedo. They're both starting to look like the £100 million players that they bought. It's taken them a while, but they're starting to get there, aren't they? They look excellent. Maybe they're still a bit suspect defensively, but they have had quite a few centre-backs out injured. So it's hard to tell, really, but they do look, if you're looking beyond Arsenal and City, they look like the ones who could pull away from the pack and start to mount a title challenge. It's just whether or not they have the sort of the staying power, the experience, because a lot of their players are 14 years old or some shit, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they're going to be too inconsistent to get there, because I think some weeks they'll look amazing because they've got some amazing players. Caicedo, like you said, one of the best players in his position in the world. But like, you look at their attack and you could play pretty much any one of their 100 attackers in that front three, and they're all pretty much of the same ability. Yeah. It doesn't really matter who's in there. So they're all decent players.
They can flip it around, can't they? Yeah.
Yeah. On their day, they'll be great. And then if they're off it, then they're fucked. Because they don't really have that sort of core spine to the team. And I think they're missing Cole Palmer, right? I think you put Cole Palmer in that team and it's probably a different ball game. He is amazing.
I think it's still football.
It's still football, but Cole Palmer's a very good footballer.
He is a good footballer. And I think he will make them even better. I just think they want their, like, if they can keep Reece James, which is a big deal because he gets very injured, but if they can keep him fit all season, if they can keep their first choice centre-backs fit. I think Fofana's just come back, who is a very good prospect, or he's developing now, isn't he? If they can keep their defence consistent and fit, Cucurella also on the left, regrettably, because I fucking hate him. But they've got very good defenders. They just need to keep them fit and on the pitch, I think. And if they do that, who knows?
Yeah, okay. So we were going to discuss, fans of the pod, there's an article on the BBC which is titled "Reinventing Football: 5 Things Fans Would Change." It basically highlights 5 things that the fans would like to get rid of. So that would be, or change about the game. So one would be ditch marginal offsides, which I disagree with, actually. I think it's black and white if you're offside or not. They put stop the clock and reduce time wasting. They've put ban the cheats, so punish dissent and simulation. Change the handball rule and bring in a challenge system for VAR, which is massive. We've probably not got time to dive into all of that right now.
Maybe is this a topic for possibly the international break? Maybe we could do 10, 15 minutes on this next week.
Let's do that. Let's push it to next week. And on that, next week we've got
good ideas there.
Yeah, we've got a very special episode as well next week. So I think we'll discuss this first, and then we'll go into our special episode. Do you want to reveal to the fans, Mike, what the special episode is next week for international break?
I genuinely forgot for a second. That I was like, oh fuck, I don't know what we're doing.
We're so prepared.
We were talking about different ideas for the international break because there's fuck all to talk about. And what we're going to do is we're going to throw back to 2005. Yeah, sort of early stages of the 2005 season, 5-6 season. Arsenal are 49 games unbeaten, reigning Premier League invincible champions, and they go to Old Trafford in the 50th game, and what can only be described as an atrocity of corruption and bribery. We're going to watch it, mate. You'll see. Like when you rewatch it, Jesus Christ!
I can't wait. So what we're going to do is bring back all bad memories for you. It's going to be great.
Genuinely, there's like 4 red cards in the first half hour for United players, but we'll go through that anyway. So we're not gonna watch it on the pod, are we? We're gonna watch it beforehand each, and then discuss the controversial talking points.
Yeah, that's right. So we'll watch it each, and we'll come pre-planned with. We want to discuss about this happens on the 29th minute. Let's talk about that. So I think that'll be fun because that will be very contentious. Obviously, you're still salty all these years later, 20 years later, still salty.
It is appalling, and Mike Riley is a corrupt bastard.
Well, let's get into it next week. Let's save our shots for then. Right, shall we get into Adam and Mike's predictions? Mike, a little jingle, please.
Dun 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 dun. Dun. That nearly turned into the circus.
That was
tune there, didn't it? Dun 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 dun. Yeah, there you go.
Basically, what this podcast is, an absolute circus. Right, let's get into it. Interesting weeks. So, last week I predicted that United would draw 1-1, and obviously we drew 2-2. Okay, so that is a point for me.
1 point.
And then you predicted 2-1 United. So incorrect, unfortunately.
Should have known. Never back United.
And then Arsenal game, I predicted, I don't know why, 2-1 Arsenal. Obviously wrong. 0.
You were close. You were close to a perfect score there, weren't you?
Yeah, close. It was for a little while. I was quite excited for the perfect score. And then Mike, you predicted 2-0 Arsenal. Very confident.
Yes.
Now that does mean I gain 1 point, but Mike, as you got both results wrong, I'm afraid you've got a minus point. That's shameful.
The first negative point of the game, isn't it? The first minus game week.
It was, yeah. First minus game week. But I do think it shows, I think we'll have a few of them throughout the season. It's quite easy to get them wrong, especially if you're back in Arsenal.
It's so close, like top of the league? Top of the league? No? By a mile? No?
Yeah, by a mile. Okay. So the scores were last week 6-3 to Mike, but now I've gained a point and Mike's lost a point. It is 5-4 to Mike. So Mike's still leading. Okay. It's close. It's very close. So we spoke, didn't we, about whether we should do predictions this week or not. I think we've gone
I think let's do let's do it.
Yeah, okay. Let's do it. So we've got tomorrow, well, if you're listening to this, it'll be today. So England versus Serbia in a World Cup qualifier. Oof. I chose.
Everyone will be tuning in. Did you? England, Serbia. I don't even know how well Serbia are doing in the group. Is it a World Cup qualifier or a friendly?
World Cup qualifier, yeah.
But we're already through, aren't we?
Yeah, we've already qualified.
It's going to be. Are we Wembley? I should have probably checked this before we did this.
We are
game,
Wembley.
Right?
We are at Wembley.
Let me have a look. Okay, so Serbia are third in the group, 10 points from 6 games.
They've got a lot
still in with a shout of the qualification pot. Yeah. We're going to beat them, aren't they? It's going to be like, I'll go we're at home. It is at Wembley, right?
It's at Wembley, yeah.
3-1 England.
Okay, great.
Is
Sounds
Michael.
good. I'm going to go for a 2-0 England on that one.
Okay.
And then we've got England, Albania, and we are away. So I'll
Away at
choose first on
Albania.
this one.
Yeah, go on.
I'm going to go for Albania, probably better than what I thought, but I'm going to go with. Oh, God. That's really tricky, isn't it? I'll go with 3-0 England.
Yeah, they're going to win. I think they're going to win both, and it's going to be pretty straightforward, probably. The only question is if he sort of has a look at other players, and so he rotates a lot and plays players who don't get a lot of game time or whatever. But even then, they should still have enough, shouldn't they, for Albania? I'll go with you went 3-0. I'm going to go mad and go 5-1.
Woo! That is mad. Well,
Big
the
odds.
only thing that can change the distance between us is if somebody gets a perfect score here. So we've both gone for England winning.
Oh, why did I do 5-1?
All out there for a perfect score. It's locked in now. It's locked in. Okay. Well, there we go. We'll find out next week on our special episode.
Yes, looking forward to it. So we're going to recover. We're going to recap that famous game from 2005 next week. I think we're wrapped up, aren't we? That's the predictions done for this week. I guess we'll thank everyone, or the 3 people, for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing, and all that. We are on YouTube, and what are we on? Ring that bell. Amazon. What's it called?
YouTube, Amazon, Spotify, and now Apple Podcasts.
Apple Podcasts, and it's all the Factor 50 football podcast, and 50 is 50. So make sure you're following us on there, listening to the episodes, giving us a review would be lovely. Reach out and send in some questions or listener thoughts. I'd love to get some listener comments. That'd be cool. But yeah, as always, thank you very much, everyone, for listening. And we will catch you next week for the United Arsenal 2005 recap.
See you later. Bye.
Bye-bye.